What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on my channel. I hope you all have been doing well and staying safe inside. As you can see, I am finally outside. I know it feels kind of weird to actually be amongst trees and nature and everything again, but I'm really excited and I'm glad that I get to spend some time out here, even if it is for a little while, because I'm actually on my lunch break. I usually take my lunch inside in one of the offices that people aren't using because most of the staff is still working remotely. But today it was really nice out and it's nice and warm, even though November is next week. But hey, welcome to living in the South. Last couple months I've been working on a couple things, just some physical changes and also I guess some kind of spiritual, mental, emotional well-being. Just really been taking a deep dive into, I guess, the self-help train, because I've mentioned this before, that I've been unhappy with who I am as a person and the direction that I've been going in, and I really want to focus on working on those areas and improving myself and stop being unhappy. So one of the major changes that I've made that has benefited me both mentally and physically is my diet. So for the past, I would say my entire life, I've struggled with gut issues for a long time. I thought that I was lactose intolerant, and then I started breaking out in hives a few years ago, and it turns out I'm actually allergic to dairy. And then last year, and also a couple months ago this year, I started having some really bad stomach pains, and it got to the point where I just couldn't even eat. I couldn't drink water on the days that it got really, really bad. And it turned out that it actually wasn't my stomach that was the issue, it was my intestinal area, or my intestines. It was just really bad swelling, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and it was affecting my mood, it was affecting my work. I was missing meetings, and I was like, I'm tired of feeling this way and not knowing what's going on. It's time that I take action into my own hands and see if I can figure out what's going on. So I decided for 1 month to cut out anything that I felt could potentially be an issue or causing an issue. And for me, I cut out gluten, peanuts, and almonds, which was really sad because those are probably 3 of my favorite things. Not so much the almonds, but definitely peanuts. And gluten, I love baked goods, I love bread, I love, cupcakes, and, it's just, especially when I've already had to cut dairy out, cutting out gluten as well, and, peanut butter and peanut bars and just all these other things that I've just basically have been relying on since, making the change in my diet, the original change in my diet. And so finding out that I might have to cut out even more was just kind of very sad. Just to sum it up, it was very, very sad. But then I started doing some research, into a bunch of different foods that I could have, and just looking into other people's channels. One in particular that really helped me was a channel called Simnett Nutrition, and it's run by someone who is really, I think his name's Derek, who's really into veganism. And while I'm not really looking at going vegan, he also gives a lot of good advice on just healthy foods that you can eat, especially plant-based. And so I started checking out his series. I think it's called Amazing Foods, and he hasn't really updated it too often, but every now and then he does post a video, and I basically went through and watched every single video he posted multiple times, taking notes, and have actually started following that diet. Not completely, because I feel like whenever you're making a change, you need to do gradual baby steps. You can just go completely cold turkey and quit whatever it was that you're doing, but it's a lot easier, I found, to just take gradual steps. So for me, I originally, I did cut out gluten. I kind of slowly started tapering off. I went from having the usual PB&J to just plain toast, and then I started replacing that with gluten-free bread, and I basically replaced my favorite gluten things with gluten-free alternatives for about a month. About a month of doing that, I was starting to feel better, but there were still some issues that I was having, and I didn't really like that I was eating so much grain. So once again, I went back to the drawing board, went back over the list of amazing foods that Simnett Nutrition had on his channel, which I will link to below, so that way you guys don't have to go looking for it. And I started buying bananas and making that more of my diet. I was already kind of sort of eating them regularly, but I wasn't having 1 every day or 2 every day. And then I started incorporating blueberries and carrots and just all these other just different amazing foods that he's talked about on his channel, and slowly, you know, replacing my snacks that would usually be chips or popcorn with carrot sticks or blueberries or instead, and instead of having like rice noodles, which I was using in place of ramen, I would have like a sweet potato or, you know, carrot sticks and pistachio nuts for lunch, you know, something like that, which is actually what I had today, and it was really good. And yeah, and so some of the changes that I noticed in the beginning, before I even really experienced the mood changes, was my skin cleared up dramatically. Like, you can kind of see, this isn't the best camera in the world, and I don't unfortunately have a before photo. I really should have taken one, but it was one of those side effects that I was not expecting. I was literally just doing this to improve my gut health, and then lo and behold, my nose that used to be full of blackheads and had acne like really badly on both sides, like, I don't think, if I get in close enough, maybe if I zoom in, you can see, can't really tell, oh well. But anyway, basically, my entire life I've always had iffy, not so good, pretty bad skin. It did clear up a little bit after high school, but then, you know, it started kind of getting bad again. And then, yeah, after basically a month of cutting out gluten, peanuts, and almonds, I started to, yeah, notice that my skin had cleared up, and my face didn't feel all oily anymore. Because, yeah, that was one of the things. I was washing my face like twice a day because of just how oily it felt, and I felt like I was just drying out my skin and making the problem even worse. So yeah, so that was one of them. And then the second one that I noticed is just that my mood and energy levels had just improved dramatically. Like, it used to be that I would have to take a nap probably around like 2-3 o'clock, you know, that little mid-afternoon nap, and now I don't get tired around that time anymore. I also notice that's a lot easier for me to get up in the morning, and I already feel like ready to go, ready to start the day, as long as I went to bed early enough the night before. That's definitely a requirement for that. But if I go to sleep at the right time, then I usually wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go. And another bonus as well is that I noticed that my muscle recovery, which is also a big part of why I've been working on my diet, has also been improving. Now, the changes have still been kind of slow in that area, but I've noticed a lot less inflammation, and gluten is known for increasing inflammation, and I believe peanuts and almonds as well, not because of like peanuts themselves, but because of the oxalates that they carry. You basically prevent, you know, people that are, you know, not carnivores, but like people and animals from eating them. I'll put up an actual definition on the screen so that way you can actually know, but I don't have it in mind at the moment. But basically, yeah, so because I was already dealing with a lot of inflammation, I think because I was eating a lot of peanuts and almonds, and that was also, you know, making the issue worse and prolonging, you know, my recovery period, because oxalates do have a tendency to congregate where there is inflammation. I'm not sure why exactly, but yeah, that's just something that I've learned from just my research with food and everything. Which, by the way, I'm just going to say before anybody gets the wrong idea, I am not a nutritionist or professional. I'm just an average guy just trying to look for information to solve my own issues and just passing on whatever I find that works in the hopes that it could help one of you out there who's watching this video. So yeah, so in a nutshell, that's basically what's been going on with me, and like I said, it's helped absolutely tremendously. Like I said, skin cleared up, better mood, more energy. I have an appointment with my doctor in a couple of weeks where I will be getting an allergy and food sensitivity test. I did have one already for the dairy, but because, you know, allergies can happen at any time, and I know that I've been having reactions and issues even though I haven't been eating dairy, it's, you know, worth going in for another checkup. But yeah, so I'm probably going to end this video because I probably need to get back to my office, and this video is also getting kind of lengthy, and I don't want to like hold you guys for too long. But like I said before, you know, comment below. Let me know what's going on with you, what new things you've been trying. If you're doing a new diet and have had any like awesome changes that you want to share, feel free to comment below. Subscribe if you want to check out my future videos, and I will see you in the next one. All right, thanks for watching.